Hey guys, what is up? I think one of the most important things when you're trying to get better at this game or really get better at anything, you need to do some honest self-assessment. You have to understand what are the things that you're doing suboptimally, what are the things that you could be doing better, where are your biggest opportunities for improvement, and that's not always easy to figure out. Part of the biggest problem actually is ourselves. We tend to delude ourselves. We want to have a high opinion of ourselves, of the things that we do. And so sometimes we can be our own worst enemies in self-assessment and trying to understand what we do wrong and get better. And I noticed something recently, kind of just a real quick, easy key to help see if you're doing something not necessarily wrong, but something that you could be doing better. So what I noticed was my experience with the Chloranthy ring. A lot of folks had said that the Chloranthy ring was really great and they used it all the time. Skitter was a notable proponent of the ring. And at the time, and this is probably a year ago, I thought the ring was pretty much worthless. I never saw a need for it. It never helped me in any way. And I pretty much set it to the side. And then what happened was, at some point in the future, I was working at getting better. I was working at being more aggressive, and I was working on my non-twink build. And my non-twink build didn't have many rings to choose from. And so I put Chloranthy on there just because it was one of the rings I had that might be useful. I found myself going back to my other builds, and I noticed something. I was running out of stamina, and I thought, what am I doing differently? What's going on? And I realized it was because I didn't have the Chloranthy ring on, that I'd gotten used to it. And it had actually, as I was becoming a more aggressive player, my play style was built around the assumption that that ring was there. And when it wasn't, it was really obvious to me. And I would go back and play with it. And sure enough, that was exactly it. So my suggestion is, if you're the kind of player that doesn't find value in the Chloranthy ring, it's probably because you aren't being assertive enough. And I would prefer the term assertive over aggressive, because it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't be patient. It doesn't mean that you can't react to your opponent in some way. It just means that you probably aren't pressuring enough. So my recommendation would be, if you're the kind of player that maybe doesn't level up stamina very much, you don't see value in the Chloranthy ring, think about how you're playing, think about if there's an opportunity for improvement there, and see if you too can eventually find value in the Chloranthy ring. Thanks.